Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoy today's video, and if you'd like to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference for me. At 80, Tom Selleck is finally opening up about the truth behind his bond with James Garner, and the story hits harder than anyone expected. Tom Selleck, born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945 in Detroit, came from a working-class family that resettled in Sherman Oaks, California. Post-war Southern California shaped him more as an athlete than an aspiring actor. Basketball was the plan. He earned a scholarship to USC, played for the Trojans, and chased a business degree. Acting wasn't even on his radar until a drama coach nudged him toward the stage. A few classes led to commercials, those vintage Pepsi spots, and he discovered a surprising comfort in front of the camera. Height, presence, the easygoing charm that would later become TV legend. It was all there, even if the path was slow. The early grind meant tiny TV roles wherever he could find them, from game shows to quick guest shots. One of those jobs changed everything. On the Rockford Files, Selleck met James Garner, already a household name for Maverick and Rockford. Garner didn't just nod at the new kid. He opened a door, offered advice, and treated him like family in a business where that word is often lip service. A friendship took root, mentor and protege, but also two pros who understood each other's wiring. Even as his network of allies grew, Tom's career zigzagged. He came painfully close to landing one of the most iconic roles in movie history. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas wanted him for Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, but a contract commitment for a new series held him. It felt like a cruel near miss. Then destiny turned the wheel. In 1980, Magnum PI arrived. Thomas Magnum, Hawaiian shirts, Ferrari, mustache, and a moral compass you could set your watch by, made Tom Selleck a global star. Magnum wasn't just cool, he was decent, funny, and human. The show ran for 8 seasons, hauled in huge ratings, and earned Tom an Emmy and a Golden Globe. More importantly, it created a blueprint for the modern TV leading man, charming but grounded, capable of a quip and a gut punch of emotion in the same scene. Mention TV detectives and the image is still instant. Magnum on Oahu, sun flaring off the hood of that 308 GTS. Selleck didn't park his career in one lane. He jumped to features and proved range. 3 Men and a Baby in 1987 turned him into a big-screen crowd pleaser, and Quigley Down Under, 1990, showed how naturally he fit the American Western tradition. He could carry comedy and drama without blinking. Later, he reinvented himself again as New York Police Commissioner Frank Reagan on Blue Bloods. Since 2010, that role's gravitas, duty, restraint, and the quiet ache of leadership has been another defining chapter, proof that Selleck's longevity isn't an accident, but a philosophy. Behind the fame, he kept building a life that made sense to him. He married model Jacqueline Ray in 1971 and legally adopted her young son, Kevin. The gesture said a lot about Tom's instincts: responsibility first, family before headlines. Kevin grew into a professional drummer, finding his own path in the 90s with the band Tonic, while Tom navigated the unstable tides of rising stardom. After his first marriage ended in 1982, life took a cinematic turn. In London, he saw Cats and Gilly Mack, an actress and dancer, lit up the stage. A chance meeting became a steady romance, and they married in 1987, quietly and on their terms. Their daughter, Hannah, arrived the next year and forged a path of her own as an elite equestrian. Home would not be a Hollywood Hills showcase, but a working ranch, 60 acres in Hidden Valley, once owned by Dean Martin. The avocado groves, the dirt roads, the constant maintenance, that was the point. Selleck likes work that leaves sweat and sore muscles. He has joked he's cheaper than anyone he could hire, but the subtext is clear. Manual labor keeps him honest. The ranch became sanctuary, not a backdrop, and the way he talks about it tells you why his career lasted. He chose a life that steadies him rather than one that feeds the spotlight. That choice traces straight back to James Garner. Garner's influence began with craft, how to be effortless on camera without ever being lazy, but it deepened into something larger. Selleck remembers watching Maverick as a kid and clocking the difference. Garner didn't project machismo, he projected authenticity. He could be wry, tough, vulnerable, all without a false note. Later, working together, Selleck saw the same thing off camera. Garner treated the head of the studio and the boom operator with the same respect. No pretense, no performance. That everyone matters ethic became its own masterclass, and Tom paid attention. Garner also offered the kind of advice no acting school teaches. Fame is a storm. Don't let it rearrange your values. Don't trade integrity for a momentary win. Know when to walk away. Selleck took that to heart. At the height of Magnum, he stepped aside long enough to protect his family's center of gravity. He learned to say no when no preserved the person he wanted to be. Watching Garner's long, steady marriage to Lois Clark, Tom understood you can be a star and still be a husband and father first. Hollywood loves a myth of either or. Garner lived the both and. On set, Garner could slice through a tense day with a grin and a story, and somehow the pressure would ease. He had battled his own injuries and industry frustrations. He knew the weight of carrying a hit series. When Selleck hit his own walls, Garner had perspective ready without judgment. "It'll be all right" wasn't just a pat phrase. From him, it sounded like truth. Selleck's gratitude runs deeper than anecdotes. He traces the contours of his career and the tone of his private life to the example Garner set. Work hard, be decent, be generous. Don't make your problems someone else's, and never forget why people let you into their living rooms each week. That's why, even now, Selleck struggles to measure the debt. A mentor can sharpen your craft. A model changes your compass. Garner did both. Their bond also reframed Selleck's idea of success. It isn't only numbers or trophies. It's how you carry power. Garner, funny, principled, allergic to phoniness, showed that kindness travels farther than swagger. That lesson shows in Frank Reagan's quiet steadiness, in the warmth of Magnum's grin, in the way Tom talks about ranch chores and family dinners with more pride than any premiere. The through line is humility. Selleck's story has its famous what-ifs, the fedora that got away, the franchise he might have led, but the life he built looks less like a consolation and more like a choice. He took the character of Magnum and gave him a real-world analog, a man who prizes loyalty, keeps his word, and understands that reputation without substance collapses under the first hard wind. Garner didn't hand him a career, he handed him a standard. Selleck has spent 40 years trying to live up to it. Now, at 80, he finally says it out loud. James Garner wasn't just a colleague or even just a mentor. He was the proof that decency can be a strategy, that grace can be a posture, and that an actor's greatest special effect is trust. "I owe him more than I can ever repay," Tom admits. The truth is, James set the standard for everything I've tried to be, and I'm still trying to live up to it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you felt something real, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.